Hi, it's Dr. Rogini. So today's topic is going to be a very interesting topic. If you're one of those who has been trying to move forward in life and somehow cannot find your power within, the biggest reason is that you may have ancestral curses or karmic imprints that is holding you back from moving forward. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Like especially like oh, I don't believe, like a lot of people say, I don't believe in this thing, and whatever. I understand, I totally get it. The reason why I'm bringing this topic up is because we are holding on. These are habitual patterns. Our cells remember what our ancestors have done. Okay, it's crazy. That's how powerful our cells are. So imagine, like, when we talk about oh, my family, there's family history of diabetes, there's family history of blood pressure issues, there's family history of asthma, family history of eczema, arthritis, and all that stuff is all family history, family history, family history. Is there a point in life you're like, okay, I'm done with this? Like, I'm not gonna keep blaming my family or my ancestors, and because of them, I have this. Don't you want to move forward and own your power again and say, I'm done with this? I want to move forward, right? And how do you move forward? You can't move forward when you have resentment or anger or guilt or any forms of heavy emotions towards your ancestors, or if their emotions are still lingering around in your cells. Okay, so how do you move forward? So I'm going to talk about an important topic which is not practiced in the Western culture. It's more practiced in more the Asian cultures. Especially in our culture, in Hinduism, we have special rituals where we do prayers for our ancestors. We have special ways of doing it with mantras and breaking those curses. Okay. I know some people don't like to use the word curse. The reason why I'm using this curse, just because it kind of makes you rethink about this whole thing, okay? Just to create more awareness. And it's still, people still talk about the word curse, okay? So really is holding on to that energy. So what you can do, you don't need to know special mantras. You don't need to practice any of that stuff. You can shift right away, right now, with a gratitude prayers towards your ancestors, including a prayer towards your parents as well. So some of you already have lost your parents. Some of you don't know even your parents. You might be an orphan. You've been adopted. It doesn't matter. The reason why it's important to also have a prayer towards your parents, it starts with from that generation all the way back, right? So when you have a gratitude prayer, what is that exactly? It's basically thanking them, thanking that they have manifested you. So you have to really sit down, place your hand on your heart chakra, and just close your eyes and tell them, if you want to visualize your ancestors, it doesn't really matter, but at the end you want to feel it viscerally, and thank them. Thank them that they have created you. Thank them they have brought you to this world. Thank them they have manifested you. Even thank them for how you look right now. It doesn't matter. Because at the end, we're holding so much anger or stuff like, for example, like, oh, I don't like my hair. I wish my hair was curly. But these are all stuff that's coming from your ancestors. So even having a gratitude prayer, thank you that I have straight hair. It really releases you and frees you and releases that bondage from them. And you can be yourself. You can find yourself again and you can move forward. That's a heavy burden we hold on to. And this is unconsciously done, okay? So this is not that you're doing it consciously. That's why the prayers is so important. Like I have seen prayers done in the past, like in Hinduism, in the temples where people do the prayers with the priest, but the priest is doing all the puja. The person who has offered, who is actually the person who wants to get the prayers done for their family, they're not paying attention. Their mind is somewhere else. So you're not really healing. So your puja is done, but you're not really clearing, because you have to play a role in that too. You have to be part of that package in order for that to shift. So you have to do the work. Yes, they can do the work, but you have to be with them. Even if you don't know the mantras, you can be with them and really feel it viscerally that you're moving forward, and thank them. Especially when you thank them, you don't realize you may have this deepest cry and deepest surrender. There's so much love that comes out of your heart center. And that love is so powerful because it's going to unfold and it's going to radiate more towards you and others as well. And there's so much more joy that comes through you. Okay? So once you start practicing this every single day, you can do it for 60 days, for 1 year, it doesn't matter. Eventually it becomes a habit. Sit down and look back and just say thank you. You can make the prayers in your own way, in however you want it to. It doesn't matter. At the end is that intention, the fact that you're really acknowledging them. We have, for example, I have photos of my grandparents. When I did my first gratitude prayer, I was just called to do it. I was like, why don't you just sit down and just thank them? I was releasing so much weight out of my etheric body, like stuff that doesn't need to be there anymore. I felt so free. I felt liberated. I felt like I'm starting a new life. I remember that moment. And we have pictures of our grandparents like hanging in our prayers room. And I was just looking at them. I was like, thank you for creating me. You guys have like I'm just imagining like the back episode. And I said, you guys have created me. I'm so grateful. Like, I can't imagine. Like, you guys must have imagined me, like imagined or thought of me, like created, I want this grandchild. I wish my grandchild could do that I can't do in this lifetime. Right? They had all these wishes and dreams. And why not bring all those wishes and dreams in this lifetime as you're right now here, so you can create that for yourself? And you can pass that on to your generation, future generation. And when you do these prayers, just try to feel it viscerally. That's where you're really expanding your consciousness. That's where prosperity is. You can have as much money, but if you're not able to connect with yourself, that money, that wealth has no meaning to you. You're going to keep searching and searching. It's like soul searching. But once you really tap into that power within, that's prosperity, that's wealth, that's happiness, that's joy. No one can give that to you. You can only make that for yourself. And you can do that prayers many times in a day. And there's so many different prayers for different things, but that's one kind of prayer that's going to free you. It's going to free, imagine your ancestors are being freed. If they had all the sins that they have created in their time. Because what is sin? Sin, when they create a sin, they have all this guilt, all these heavy emotions that is passed down to their generation. And now you're holding on to that, thinking that's yours. That's not yours anymore. You need to move forward. Okay? And free them. Imagine they're still existing without a physical body. Free them. You can create in your own imagination. That's, again, we're powerful human beings. You can create your own prayers with your own way of doing this thing and release yourself to move forward. Thank you for watching. I will see you back on the next video.